there's a Georgia cop who has been accused of physically beating a woman during detainment, okay? Hell of a thing. Let's go to it. Okay. There's the physicality happening. Obviously, they're not aware of the recording. With millions watching and many people benefiting from this program called Indisputable, we just need 1% of the viewers to become a paid member so we can continue to bring this content to you. Now back to the show. Now, here's what I want to do. I want to put that officer up first. Put a picture of the cop up, and I'm going to give you some background as to what happened here, or at least the narrative as we have it currently, okay? Once again, this is in the state of Georgia. So a Georgia cop, multiple police technically are under fire this week for the brutal beating of a spectator, okay? Zykerria Bowles is the first heard yelling at the officer about the detainment of another woman. After back and forth between Ms. Bowles and the officers, an officer decided to grab Ms. Bowles and throw her to the ground. The two tussle before the officer decides to shock Ms. Bowles with a taser. Ms. Bowles is then handcuffed and charged with the high crime of obstruction. Put up the picture here. Ms. Bowles did a press conference, spoke with the community and press, spoke out about her experience in a public gathering last week saying, quote, "I was scared for my life out there, really. But I got 1 million people behind me that are going to stand for me and do right and get my justice." You're damn right. You have an entire village behind you. And they need to feel this part. They need to know that you belong to a community. A lot of times individuals who are pretending to be cops, they have the uniform, they get a paycheck. They believe you're not connected to a community, so they try to violate you, all right? So the community can show up. So Ms. Bowles and the local NAACP, they want that officer fired. So who is he? Put him up. Give you his background. So this is Officer Donavan Scott-Sinclair. And this is not the first time he's made headlines for the wrong reasons. You see, Officer Sinclair first made national news in 2020 for killing a man outside of a bar while working security. He faced murder charges. He was charged with murder because the DA believed he committed murder. And then the charges were later dropped. After, according to Sinclair's post file, peace officer standard and training file, he was fired from the Fort Valley Police Department in 2018 for an unspecified reason. He then bounced between different agencies until he was placed on probation in 2019. The file, once again, does not explain why he was put on probation or fired or suspended. City leadership and Mayor Mark Trimble have little to say. Quote, here's what the city leadership said. There has to be a change. And that's all he said. There has to be a change. Nothing else. Police Chief Gray Couch and Assistant Police Chief Chris Jones have both failed to comment. Sinclair is still employed with the Manchester Police Department. Wow. That officer literally engaged in an unwarranted physical attack of a citizen. There was no reason for police interaction. Individuals are allowed to be rude. They are allowed to record. They're allowed to call you a jerk. It's called freedom of speech. All right, we're going to follow the story, bring you updates as it comes. Jackson, thoughts?
I mean, essentially, this guy's just a violent criminal with a police badge on.
Yeah.
Essentially, that's what he is. He took someone's life, got away with it, and he likes to beat people up. So I don't really think there's much else to say. And the guy's comment where there has to be a change, his comment might as well have just been and then cut it off.
Right,
He might
exactly.
as well have just said that. But I mean, what is there even to talk about? This man needs to never be a police officer again, period.
Right, and it would be simple if police officers or the industry had better standards, because he's been protected, obviously, at every department he's been fired, suspended, or on probation at.